is it too late or is it right on time? We also going to cover the Bam Rodriguez fight against Gallo. Is it fight of the year? We're gonna talk about it. What's going on, Paul? Say something to the people.
This is the first stream. Oh, yeah, second one.
Yeah,
So
second.
we took 3 weeks off. A lot happened. Man,
All that means is there's a lot to discuss. So let's first start with we never got a chance to do our retake on the Tank versus, you know, like calling them Tank, but I'm gonna do it for the sake of the people today. But we're gonna talk about the Tank versus Frank fight because there's some things that we can piggyback off of that's going on today that could potentially happen in the future. So yeah, Tank versus Frank. You know, you and I, we were both disappointed. You know, we did the live stream the day of, and we thought that our guy Frank was gonna pull it out. You know, he didn't. Then we came in the gym to somebody playing Ghostbusters in the gym. You know,
who was ringside?
who was ringside for the fight and was actually
Third row.
pulling for Tank. It wasn't that and it's not that he was a Tank fan. He just a boxing savant, so he already knew what it was. You know, he's a vet in the game. You know, former 2-time champion. So he understood it.
Invited, honored.
Yeah, honored by the WBC and MGM for fighting there. So, yeah, what a great honor to Mr. Polly Ayala. But he had picked Tank all the way. You know, and he was right. Sadly, he was right. But with that being said, great fight. Tank did what he did. I thought Frank fought well in the early rounds, but it just seemed like he ran out of gas. He didn't train for that type of pace that Tank put on him, and just ran out of juice, man. And once your feet slow down against Tank, you a punching bag. You don't want to be a punching bag with a dude that got gifts like that as far as power. So yeah, it was a good night Irene after that.
Man,
But now, yesterday on Twitter and I think he was on Instagram Live where he was talking about this Mr. Keyshawn Davis, another Davis, calling out Frank the Ghost Martin. What are your thoughts on that fight? I have my own opinion, but I want to hear your thoughts on it first.
that's a fire. That needs to happen. They don't like each other.
Right.
There's
Frank ran up on him at a was that the Earl fight?
Yeah.
The Earl versus Bud fight. Frank ran up on him, had some words for him. They exchanged a little words. So that's been going on for a while, especially since you know, Keyshawn called himself trying to take up for Shakisha when Frank was trying to fight him. So it's a good fight. To me, I still look at Keyshawn as a prospect, not quite a contender yet, because even though he's up in the rankings for these belts, but don't seem like he really want them because if he get them, then you might have to come and fight your brother, your so-called brother, and Shakur Twitterson is what he called himself now. So I don't know if he really want it. If you don't want the belts, then you still a prospect. And Frank just fought for a title, so him fighting Keyshawn may be going backwards, but at the same time, that's a fight I want to see.
Yeah. I don't know if he makes a good fight, it won't be going backwards.
You don't think, like, for Frank, you think fighting Keyshawn will put Frank in a position for another title shot?
Man, so say Tank beats Loma, he has what, the WBO?
He has the WBA and the IBF. Frank
Loma,
Tank.
Loma does or Frank?
No, Loma has
does.
the IBF.
Yeah.
Tank has the WBA. So you said that Frank, who you said?
If Tank beats Loma,
He'll have the WBA and the IBF belt. He'll be a unified champ.
and then the Cepeda have the 135.
No, Dennis Baranchik has the WBO.
The 135.
135 WBO, and Shakur has the WBC, so that's all 4 belts right there.
Oh, okay. So Cepeda's the mandatory for them. Oh man, maybe Frank should fight Cepeda. That would be a
Frank,
badass
yeah,
fight.
Frank is. I think Frank is. He's ranked top 5 in the WBC still. So that'll be. But I think Cepeda's. I'm glad you said this. I think so. I think Oscar's trying to make that Cepeda versus
Shakur.
Shakur fight.
That'd be a good fight.
That's a great fight.
Yep.
Can
They
you,
could do that and then Frank Keyshawn as the
Frank and
co-main.
That's another
Then
thing.
set it up.
Talking about putting Keyshawn and Frank on Tank Loma.
Damn, that'd be fire.
That'll be fire. That'll be worth some money right there.
That'd be fire.
That'll
They
be
should
worth
do
some
that.
money. I like that. But what do you think about? What do you think about the Tank and Loma fight? Then, how you think that's gonna go? Is it too late? You think Loma's too past it?
No, but Loma's going to sleep. Even if he wasn't too past it, he's going to sleep.
Oh no, man.
Well, this is a new Tank though.
Yeah.
I don't even think this is
the old Tank, the dude that used to get out of shape, like badly out of shape, like walk around looking like he looked like a butterball turkey. Then you have to do, fat boy camps to get back in shape before fights. Loma would have beat that guy easy.
probably
This Tank, and I'm not a Tank fan, but this Tank, that dude that stay in shape, stay in the gym. I don't know. This
post prison.
Yeah,
Muslim converted.
Yeah, this a dangerous dude, and and Loma,
House arrest.
Yeah,
Didn't do nothing
didn't
but
do
train.
nothing but train. So this dude right here is a little different, man. This is like, you got to be able to. You can't run out of gas on him. You got to stay focused the whole fight, because one mistake and you gonna start looking at your eyelids.
And this is post-war Loma. Went to war.
Went to war.
Came back.
Loma been on fire since he came back.
And Usyk went to war, came back. They
Yeah.
both got belts.
Both got
hey,
belts.
I don't think it's too late.
Loma been on fire. Like,
Yeah.
Loma has looked fantastic. His
Both coming off knockouts.
Yeah. So Loma's been on fire. And I think Loma people sleep on Loma's power, but
Yeah.
Loma hits harder than what you think. And he comes from so many different angles. The question is, like Frank. Frank came from a lot of angles, and he got sneaky power. Can you keep it up?
He can't. I don't think he can keep Tank off of him.
Because Tank,
Loma don't have enough to keep him off of him.
I think I'm not gonna say he don't have enough, but Tank has probably he got one of the top 5 chins in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Him, Canelo, some other guys got some beards on them. So even though I think Loma got good power to make Tank honest, to keep Tank honest, but for how long? That's the question. And
6 rounds, then it
that's
gets scary.
That's usually how I go after the 6 rounds. Is them next 2 rounds. Ain't many people since Barrios made it past round 7.
And Loma's a slow kind of starter.
But you have to, like, Tank. The way Tank is fighting these days, Tank gonna try to make you bust your load real quick, because he gonna keep coming. He gonna stay in your face. He's not gonna do too much boxing. He ain't gonna throw too many punches. He gonna touch you to the body, and and Loma got dropped to the body, if I ain't mistaken, by
Linares.
Yeah, Linares. So that's what Tank gonna attack him at, because he did it against Frank.
Yep.
He was digging at Frank's body. Then as soon as Frank started hopping, trying to evade the body shots, and his hands start ducking, you saw the writing on the wall. And Frank ended up looking at eyelids, needing smelling salt.
I think Loma's going to sleep. It's going to upset all the fanboys. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna be actually be pulling for Loma that fight. But I pull for whoever Tank. I pull for any opponent that Tank is fighting, because I'm a hater. I can admit it. I can admit it. I mean, I'm a hater.
Then the way he's been talking in interviews, though, this is a change Tank. He's talking about a 7-fight deal or whatever he's got, and that he's gonna be walking these guys down. It's a different Tank.
Yeah,
he did it against Frank.
He did walk him down.
Walked him down, knocked him out. He said he's gonna do it against Shakur. He said he'll
I,
do it against everybody.
I don't think Shakur stands a chance
I don't think
against
Shakur goes. I think even after Teal's last fight, I think he
Teal.
goes
Don't
to
stand a
sleep
chance either. Teal get hits too much.
too much.
Shakur, I think Shakur will. It'll be Edwin De Los Santos 2.0. It'll be Tank versus Usain Bolt in
Hmm.
that fight. I don't see him trying to throw any significant punches to
No,
win. I didn't think he threw enough significant punches against Edwin De Los Santos to win that fight. But I'm not a judge. I just play one in the amateur sometimes.
so
but but I don't think he. This is not Tank is not Edward De Los Santos. You cannot beat him with half jabs, not scared to commit to the left hand, and think you're gonna win a decision against him. I don't think he can get away from him long enough either.
no,
Because I don't know if people understand, but sometimes pressure going backwards that wear you out,
and he's coming at
and
you
he's
to the
coming at
body.
you, and he gonna
He's gonna
touch
be
your body.
attacking you to the body.
He gonna touch your arms, and when you hit that hard, touching your arms, touching your body, touching them hips. That's gonna take its toll over you throughout the course of the 12 round fight.
We'll do a off-camera interview. We have a very formidable guest, a two-time world champion. He was at ringside at the Tank fight,
Tank Frank fight.
at the Tank Frank fight. So hearing Tank's punches ringside and seeing how he commits and throws to his punches, what is that? I mean, can you see his power clearly in person?
Question: is it different in person than it is from us watching on TV?
Yeah, I think so. I think his explosiveness also
Mm-hmm.
and his timing. I mean, he hits hard, as it is. I mean, he's already a big puncher, but his timing when he catches them, he times them in between their combos,
Mm-hmm.
and and where he's landing, he's accurate as well. He's not just nicking them on top of the head.
Mm-hmm.
He's catching them
He hit
shots
yeah,
right on the button, right on the sweet spot. So, that's why he gets those reactions and effects. But yeah, he commits to all of his shots.
all of them.
Yeah, and that's like every shot is his last shot. And the thing is, they come in bunches. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the hard part. And then I thought Frank was doing good until he kept stopping. He stopped his footwork. His foot movement stopped, and he would drop his hands, and he was waiting. Trying to I don't know, outwork defense on Tank, and that's what happened. Tank started throwing in combos, and he was catching them every time at the
Mm-hmm.
end.
Yeah, that's the thing about combinations. You might block the first or second one, but you might not. You might not block the third and fourth one. And them the ones that's gonna hurt you.
Yeah,
And that's what happened when it started to happen with Frank. Like them combinations started to mount up on him.
he stopped tying them up too.
Yep. They stopped pushing him off. Stop tying him up. Start trying to block everything. Stuff start getting in, especially them body shots. And you start seeing the reaction from Frank. And he just looked like they was hurting him.
So the question was like, did he lose focus, or did he get tired? That's the thing that he said he lost focus, or I think I heard something.
Game plan.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
his
got it.
game plan. But I don't know. I think those body shots were wearing him down too, to where he just stopped moving.
Yeah, that when you get tired, don't you lose focus?
You can, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That's where your mental toughness, your mental conditioning,
Right.
has to be just as in condition as your physical.
Right.
Your mental has to be there, if not more. Yeah.
You say sparring partners help because we both talked about this off air. We don't think he had the right sparring partners to prepare him for that fight. Like
Yeah, from the people that I heard that
he was sparring,
he was sparring. Yeah, I don't think they were the ones that were gonna.
prepare him for that fight.
Yeah, that were gonna help him.
So you mentioned something about Tank's timing and his accuracy, and we're talking about Bam performance, and you know, so a similarity. Can you talk about, you know, Bam? Do you think he don't have necessarily the power of a Tank, but he's getting these knockouts, right? Like you were saying, because of his accuracy and his timing as well, right?
Right.
Right? Yeah, he's hitting on the button every time,
Every time.
and you know, and I mean, you don't get the reaction that Tank would get off the first shot because Tank just needs one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so Bam's landing, you know, continuous,
Combination.
accurate shots right on the same spot. So you know, he's breaking them down. You know, but he's doing it quick. I mean, he's super accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his timing is good, so he's landing on his counters all the time. That's the thing is that, you know, one thing is that when you come in for an attack, you know, the guy's not throwing, so he's obviously working defense. But you know, then so after he knows that that guy's done throwing, he'll come back. But you know, it's when they sneak in between your combos and they catch you by surprise. You know, those counters in between the combos are what really, that's what really affects them. You know, because those are landing with your force coming in. You know, you're not expecting it, or you know, bad habits of not covering up all the way with the other hand. You know, the other hand's leaves. You know, you're not turning all the way through. You're leaving yourself open. So yeah, all those things play part of it. Yeah,
Kind of like what you used to do back in your fighting days. I watching your fights. You used to do that a lot. You used to catch dudes in between their combinations that they used to throw. You know, you used to block the first one, then you begin yours before while they trying to throw their second punch. That's how I used to fight back in the day. So y'all know you familiar with that style because that was a good portion of your style too back in the day. But yeah, Bam combinations and punches and bunches.
then his angles.
Angles.
Yeah, you know he's shuffling with his with his footwork with it. You know, I mean, and then he's attacking. Yeah, he's coming in with.
And he mixes it up too. He don't just.
And he's consistent.
He's consistent. He not just head hunting.
No.
He digging body. He make you have to think about the whole arsenal of punches that he's coming with, so you don't know where it's coming from.
No, for sure. Yeah, what's his name? Gallo did not see any of that.
He ain't see any of it.
No.
None.
That's why they damaged him as much as they did. Even with the knockdown, you know, Bam kept his composure and went back to the game plan.
And that was one where he got caught between his punches.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's for sure. Yeah, you can't get comfortable in there.
That was a learning experience for Bam. I expect him to be better come back better and stronger from that. I don't see anybody beating him at 118 down.
You know what? I mean, I think the heavier weights ought to be glad that he's a little guy because you know I think he'd give a lot of guys
because he has quick, educated feet. So and the quickness helped him set up his punches faster than what you think he's gonna be able to. So he's always in position to counter while you're trying to throw punches to catch it, like you said, catch in between your combinations with his.
Your feet do all the work, but your hands get
all the credit. Yep. That's your saying right there. Feet do all the work while the hands get the credit. That's Bam. That's Tank. Because people sleep on Tank's footwork too. He got he got great feet, and they always in position. That's how come he's always in position to land those clean, accurate, precise shots. But like you said, he just need one. Bam don't need many. 2, 3. And you gonna put you down.
Yeah, he gets the job done.
Yeah, he gets the job done. I love watching Bam work. Bam is one of my favorite fighters to watch.
Same here.
Because of all those things you said, his accuracy, his foot placement, his footwork, his timing, his IQ. He's one of my favorite fighters. Robert Garcia.
Gritty. You know, he fought with a broken jaw. You know, and
got dropped.
Got dropped. Yep. I mean, he's able to bounce back, and he's aggressive. You know, he don't
fun to watch. Yeah. With all the skill he has, he ain't putting on no boring performances.
No, he's not. He's taking risks.
Right.
I mean, right from.
He's not Shakur Twitterson. Talk about beating people up, and then you go out there, you You want to jab and half jab people all fight. He's not that guy. He's somebody very exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Love to watch Bam Rodriguez.
I
Can't
wish
wait
they
for him to
would.
get back
Yeah,
in the
I
ring.
mean, that he would get paid what these big guys get paid,
Right.
but because of his weight class, you don't have the fan base or the media, talk about him like they do the bigger guys, and it's always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think uh, you
If
get a bang for your buck.
right,
I mean, I would pay my own money to go see Bam.
I will pay to watch him on pay per view. Especially if you put the right card with him, if you put the right undercard under him, I think he'll sell. And I pay, like you said, I pay to go watch him too.
I mean, because he's basically fought all the best guys, so
Destroyed all the best.
yeah, for sure. So
The legend killer.
Bam versus anyway, we gotta be there.
Yeah,
We
for
gotta
sure.
be there.
You think that'll happen?
Yeah.
It could.
The
They have
money
the same
fight.
promoter.
But
I
ain't they
think
two
so.
weight classes apart, right?
Yeah, but
No.
I think they could probably meet at a catch weight,
Yep.
and
I think
that'd be a great fight.
I think they're trying to. I think they're more so talking about Inoue and Tank than Bam.
No, that don't make no sense.
I think more realistic for anyway would be
Bam.
Yeah.
It but
Either way, it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be
Yeah.
tough for anyway, but I think they would probably try to do it in Japan.
yeah.
We gotta be there.
I would want Bam going to Japan though.
You know what? I think he'd do fine. I mean, he's fought out overseas before, so
But Japan is different though. Like with Inoue in Japan, that's tough. You have to put Inoue to sleep. And Inoue got some skills too.
yeah, he does.
Everything we said about Bam, Inoue got that too.
I've just seen Bam tested with it more
Yeah.
because of his
His opponents.
opposition. I mean, he's
Inoue,
been challenged, like from the get go.
Inoue made me a believer from what I seen him do to my Stephen Fulton. I thought Stephen Fulton, bigger guy, more athletic, which I thought he was more athletic. I thought he'll be able to get out there, use range, use distance to keep Inoue at bay. But Inoue looked like the more athletic guy up in that ring, which is why his quickness led to his power to me because he was able to use his feints, his jab, the speed of the jab to get in range, and he dogged Stephen Fulton out. But Inoue is another dude that I like to watch fight too. I just hate that it's in Japan. Got to watch it on replay because he gets who waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I got to watch it on replay. But we gotta want to talk about the card that's today.
Boots.
Jerron Boots and is making his ring debut again against Terrence Butch Crawford's leftovers.
Who knocked out Alvin Austin before?
Avenesian, another one of Terrence Crawford's opponents, Mean Machine. Mean Machine also knocked out Avenesian.
Yeah, I think yes.
I think Boots gonna dog him out. Boots is the real deal. Skill wise, he got all the tools. Big, strong, fast, footwork, timing. Everything we said about these smaller guys, Boots got it at 147. I think Boots gonna make easy work of him. It's not gonna even be close.
No, it's not gonna be close. And even the initial opponent, Cody Crowley. It would have been
Yeah, I think Cody Crowley.
night.
Yeah, but I think Cody Crowley just didn't want that smoke, man. He say he had an eye injury or something like that. I think he just didn't want that smoke. Cody Crowley, he just ain't, and it's sad that a lot of them dudes at 147 just don't want to fight. Boxing is not what it was, and you can attest to this too, Polly. Boxing ain't what it was back like it was in your day, huh? Like where everybody wanted to fight everybody in and around their weight classes. Boxing ain't like that no more, is it?
Well, I mean, now one thing is that we didn't have all the social media and all the information that these fighters have, to where You know, they're the ones who are. I mean, which we ran our own careers. I mean,
Right.
I made my own decisions, but yeah, they're a little bit more picky on who they fight, and of course, waiting on the biggest purse.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're getting, I guess, paid better, they're able to
Pick and choose.
wait longer.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, for the fans, it's not.
It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not fun
as
for us.
Or an example too is like you moving up, you win the title, you win the 118, you beat Tapia, you give him his first two losses, right?
Right.
You move up, fight him at featherweight because he don't want to fight at 118 for no belt, right? Then, right, yeah. Then you defend the belt three times. You move up to 122 officially against the number one, the champion, and y'all wanted to make the fight so bad. Y'all both got stripped.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I got stripped of my belts for not doing a mandatory or and even at that, we had the same belt. We had the same belt, and just in different weight classes.
Right.
I guess because they didn't want one guy to hold both belts because he'd be able to fight less. I'm not sure, but yeah, before the fight, we were stripped of our titles. Well,
So sacrificing your title,
risk, yeah,
risking it to move up and fight the champion. The champion gets stripped. You get stripped at your weight, but it is number one versus number one, 118, 122. Y'all made it happen, and boom, the rest is history. That's pretty.
And even though y'all wasn't champions, they were still champion fighting
Yeah,
champions.
exactly.
These days, champions don't want to fight champions.
yeah.
They don't want to fight mandatory. They don't want to fight champions. So who you gonna fight? You know, and that's the sad part about what's going on in boxing for me today. You got these champions. Your guy, Teofimo Lopez.
Tio, okay.
He ain't trying.
Well, you know what? That's why I like watching Bam is because you know what? He's fighting the top guys in his weight division.
But it seemed like at 122 on down, that's the ones who want to do it. Once you get to 126, they avoiding the other champions.
Yeah.
And sometimes if it's a tough mandatory, they're avoiding it. They'd rather go fight somebody they think
If you
they
look-
can get.
Yeah, but if you look at it, the ones that are heavier get paid more
Right.
than the lighter ones. The lighter ones are also having to take fights because I mean you got to pay bills.
You got to
too.
pay bills, so they just taking fights in between.
Yeah.
But they're still trying to fight another champion. They going out else.
See, because you want to try to make the most money possible, so you got to make the best fight out there that fans want to see.
Sometimes a champion versus a champion is a good fight.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah,
All
pretty
the
much. Yeah.
Like Tank versus Lomachenko, that's a great fight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tank versus Shakur Stevenson, that's gonna be a great fight. If I was Shakur Stevenson, if you can't get Tank or Lomachenko, why not go after Dennis Beretta, the WBO champion? Go after him. You don't have to satisfy his WBC mandatory yet. And if the rules state a unification always trumps mandatory anyway, so why not go after Dennis Beretta? Go for that WBO. If you say you want Tank, because Tank now is saying that he wants to be undisputed. So if you say you want Tank, go ahead and lock up that other belt then. That way he got to come see you if that's really what you want. Am I right? If you really want that fight, go after that other belt.
Man. Well, today, also side note, there was too much Virgil Ortiz disrespect today.
Yeah.
I don't know why y'all
If you
disrespect
disrespecting Virgil Ortiz, you don't know boxing.
Oh, also shout out to we've interviewed him. We've posted 2 videos. We interviewed Orlando Canizales. We have a Teresa Tapia interview coming. Is insane. Those are coming. But one of the first guys we interviewed, Figo Ramirez, was actually one of Bam's sparring partners at Robert Garcia's gym. And yeah, and he just won his fight in Mexico, so he's 7-0 now. But imagine having Bam as a sparring partner. You're confident.
You only gonna get better.
But yeah, the Virgil Ortiz disrespect has to stop.
Virgil is about to be a name at one.
Ryan Garcia talks versus Virgil.
That's not happening. I understand, you know, why Virgil wanted that fight. It's a stay busy fight that's gonna give him a big bag. But Ryan ain't taking it. Right? Ryan ain't, Ryan lies a lot. He's not taking
All the time.
he's not taking that
He
fight.
just trying to really just say things to keep people
Keep his,
interested.
keep his name
Yeah,
buzzing.
yeah.
Keep his name buzzing. He's not taking it. That's too dangerous, and even though it'll be a good bag for Virgil, but it won't be a good bag compared to what Ryan's made his last two fights. No, ain't no need you going in there getting knocked out for not even half of what you made your last fight. Virgil, go get that, go get a belt at 154, make your name, and then go see everybody, go get them other belts. Like 154 is one of the hottest divisions in boxing. Big smoke there. Go
That's
get
gonna
that
be a
belt.
good fight. Him and the Ukrainian champ.
Yep. And you got Terrence about to go fight for a belt,
Be a good fight.
which I think that's a tougher fight than
It's gonna
people
be a good
think.
fight.
And then you got Earl Sebastian Fundora.
Ah.
We I thought it was him.
I hope it. I mean, they said that it should be, but then, man, Fandora's talking trash about Earl. Saw an interview. He was like, he looks old. It ain't the same Spence I was a fan of.
I agree with you.
But I don't know. I mean, those clips, those are just little.
But every time I see Earl, like I don't get the feeling that he's in the gym.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me, but whenever he was interviewing for the Frank fight, I didn't get the sense that he was training. You know, like he was actively in the gym working on his craft, working on getting better. I didn't feel like that. Every time I see him, I follow him on Instagram and X. When I see videos and pictures of him, it don't look like a guy that's in the gym. Look like a guy that's just having fun, enjoying life. So I I don't know. Is this just a money grab for Earl? A goodbye fight?
No.
Because to me, if he can get past Pandora,
Virgil.
you read my mind, and Virgil do his thing like I think he gonna do. We got a nice unification fight at AT&T,
Dallas shootout.
a Dallas shootout.
That'd be crazy.
That's what like if Earl's smart, that's your money fight. But you gotta take Pandora serious and get past him.
Yeah,
So
sure.
but I don't think he is. I don't see it. Like you hadn't found a trainer yet. You and Derek been y'all split months ago. And it's a lot of trainers out there. You come on here, come over here, come on down to Fort Worth. We got you, Earl. If you hear this, come to Fort Worth, man.
Well, shout out his fighter Alex Holly.
Alex Hollis put on work, did some work. Was the last Saturday?
I was out of town. I would have went.
Yeah,
we
he
would
did
have
some
went
work
to
last
do some
Saturday.
interviews.
Uh, but shout out to Earl. Find your trainer, man. Come on down to UHK. We'll get you right. We got a lot of smoke for you in the gym, a lot of different styles that'll help you prepare. All guys, come on down, man. We got you.
Man, that's Crawford's gearing up to fight, and Earl is looking for a trainer.
Looking for a trainer.
Man,
Supposed to be fighting in November. But here we are. Still look like he gonna need a fat camp first. Before like he about 200 pounds. So come on, Earl. We fans.
yeah, Earl.
Get back in there, man. Man down. We still with you. You got 2 or 3 more in you, man.
That's gonna be a hard. Pandora Virgil will be. That's a.
I got him losing both of those. Based on what I've seen so far, I'm a fan. Spent a lot of money on your shirts, Earl. I got about 3 of everything. So you already know how much your shirts cost. It's what your hoodies and stuff too. More, Earl.
think Mike. I think Earl. I don't know what he did before the Crawford fight. Not the same.
I didn't. That was. I don't think that was the same Earl.
You can't tell me it was the same Earl that Ugas fought.
His body didn't even look the same.
His punches were like
Yeah, his body didn't look the same, so it don't look like he trained the same. But yeah, that was no question not the same fight. Um, and I know, and Terrence Crawford keep talking about that rematch too, but I think Terrence Crawford's looking at it like Fundora. Is he like, to me? They're both questioning: is he serious about fighting again? That's how their interviews come across to me when they mention fighting Earl Spence. Even Fundora, who's supposed to be fighting him next, he even saying things to make you feel like, is Earl really interested in fighting again? You know, he's just gonna be in there just for this check, this last check for and then retire and be a promoter. That's the question when it comes to Spence. Earl, let me know. Don't have me around here uh fighting for you, man. You ain't even serious about fighting for yourself when you get in that ring. Let me know. Let us know. That's your fan. I ain't gonna tell nobody till after the fight. I keep my mouth shut.
we got. Um, I didn't see the Foster fight of Shaki Foster.
I saw that fight. That was one of the worst robberies I and there's been some bad robberies. But Oshaki, he displayed great defense, great counter punching, ring generalship because even though he never took too many steps going backwards, put it like this here. I thought he beat Conceição easier than Shakur Stevenson did. That he beat Conceição easier. He got hit less. He landed some clean counter punching. And I think Shakur landed more punches, but got hit more. And I thought Oshak landed slightly less, but got hit way less.
I forgot.
Yep, him and Robert Conceição. So that was terrible. That was one of the worst robberies. It could have been easy 11-1, 12-0 type of fight.
Dang.
That's how bad it was. Conceição was mostly hitting the air when he swung. He was throwing a lot of wide shots, wide hooks and stuff that was easy for O'Shaquie to see, and none of it was landing. And there was times where O'Shaquie actually sat in the pocket with him and just blocked and countered everything he was throwing. It was a night he mixed it up really really well, and it wasn't a boring fight either. It wasn't like O'Shaquie was all defense and it was just boring. It was a clinic. It was a boxing clinic. If you want to show somebody how to box, counter punch, slip and evade punches, catch and shoot on punches. You can play that. You can play that fight for 'em. So I was real disappointed. I hope they get the running back though. Hope Top Rank do the right thing and let him run it back.
Yep. Get his belt back.
Yep. Did we talk about Bam and Gallo potential fight of the year? I know we talked about the fight, but
It is.
that's definitely a potential fight of the year. What are your take? Did you get a chance to watch the fight? Bam Rodriguez last fight.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a potentially fight of the year type of fight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he come down from a knockdown, come back
Come
from a
back and
knockdown.
you knocked him down, then he come and knock you down,
Yeah.
then you stop him.
Yeah. Come back
Yeah,
and stop him.
that's a great fight. Like it was like we said earlier, it was full of action. Um, lot of boxing, a lot of great boxing in that fight, and it led to the stoppage. So that's definitely a potential fight of the year type of fight. Yeah,
8 rounds. What was it? 7 rounds, 8 rounds.
I think it's the 8th round. I think he stopped him in the 8th. That was a great fight for as long as it lasted.
There was in the 3 weeks there was some fights in Fort Worth. I went to the forgot the name of the show, but it was Kendrick Rutherford's REMG Promotions, uh, Lamb Promotions. They put on a show. I got some footage that I'll be posting. The Jenkins brothers, they're from Dallas. They've been in the amateur. They've been prospects for. They're twins. Uh, they've been state champions, national champions. Now they're both going pro. I think that was his first fight. That was his pro debut that night, and he knocked the dude out with the body shot. Who was? I think he had like 6 pro fights, or he beat a guy with 6 pro fights. Stopped him in the first or second round, and then they have a cool movement because they're twins. They
Right.
say Twin Nation, so they're going around. They got Twin Nation. I think they're from Dallas. They might be from they from Emiliano, another one from Oak Cliff. He fought the past 3 weeks in Fort Worth. He's our second interview we've ever posted. Virgil Ortiz sparring partner.
Right. Million. Hey,
He's now 4-0, 5-0.
I'm watching him. I remember when he came to the gym.
So shout out to them. There's supposed to be another one next month. So these local shows, be hitting them up.
Yeah, these local shows, we're gonna be covering them and talking about them here on the channel. We like to give a lot of love to the former amateurs that we've seen growing up in the game, now become professionals. We're gonna be talking a lot about them, and how they're doing so far as pros.
And Carlos Martinez, he was the only male state champion, national champion from Texas. I think he's 18. He
Golden Glove.
Golden Glove national champion, 132 pounds. He was the only male who won the nationals. He just went pro in Texas for Team Texas. So he just went pro. He's 1-0. And then
I think didn't we see him, but when he was still an amateur sparring at the Fort Worth Power?
Yeah.
Yep. I follow him on Instagram too. Yeah, he fought in Oklahoma, right?
that's Trumpo. That was gonna talk about them and Chingon. They Chingon Carrillo. He's
Yeah.
pro.
He just turned pro. Yeah,
Pro
that's what I'm
debut.
talking about right there.
He's 1-0, and
One.
then his partner,
Emmanuel Moreno and then
Manuel Moreno.
Carrillo.
Yep, and Carrillo. They're
Teammates.
teammates at the rival boxing in Wichita Falls. Yeah,
Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So shout out to them. And man, a lot has happened, and they're all moving. They're all fighting. And,
He's representing very well in the pros so far.
Sure. So
Mhm.
we'll be covering them, trying to make their fights. Man,
Get
there's so
interviews.
much.
We got to get some interviews.
We got interviews coming up. Got plans. Got confirmations from one of the guys we were talking about. That
Right.
said he's open to it. So
We're not
coming
gonna name
together.
drop. We're not gonna name drop because things change. But just stay tuned to the channel. We're gonna be interviewing a lot of these up and comers. You know that you keep your eyes on them guys and support them guys. And you know, we see some of them is gonna be future champions for sure.
For sure. One of them. And we'll have the interviews that from the start. That's what this is about.
Right.
Or they were champs, now their names, we'll have the journey. Yeah, and then the legends. Next up, we got another legend. We got 2 coming, 1 on the way, so more in store. Yeah, we'll be back. We're gonna try to do this every Saturday.
Saturday, stay tuned. Subscribe, sub to the channel. Always hit the like button. That helps the channel get out there for more people to view the content. Yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna be putting a lot of guys on the map. Guys, you guys should watch out for and check out in the ring, man.
Thank you. Thank you,
All right,
Tank.
thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for showing up. UHK Boxing.
Yeah, we
Paulie
got-
Ayala. Hey, Paul. We out.